I am tired of being told I need to be productive all the time. I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, start a podcast, open a business, be a CEO. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm tired of it being shoved down my throat every day when I wake up, when I go on social media. You need to be a CEO. You need to build a business. You need to build a brand. I don't want to. But also, that was all a lie. Because I do, though. That's the problem. I do want to be a CEO. Actually, do I really want to be a CEO? No, but I do want to start a business. I want to be my own boss. I do want to quit my job, right? That's the problem. But I just feel like there's so much information out there all the time. I just feel like I'm being bombarded by these like productivity warriors, like these podcasts that you just need to optimize. Every day you need to get things done. You can't have a day off, right? There's somebody out there who's making money. You could be one of them. You want to be rich. You want to be financially free. Then you need to get your ass up and you need to work, like the great Kim Kardashian said. And that's my problem. I do want to be financially free. I want to travel the world. I want to have fun. I want to live my best life because I'm only here for a good time, not a long time. And I don't know who to listen to. I need help. That's actually why I'm filming this video. I need help. I need you guys to help me because I am torn, right? I want to be productive, but I also want to have fun. And before you say like, oh, but why don't you just do both? I can't. But that's my problem. If I could, I would have done it and I wouldn't be sitting here filming this video. And so today I want to get into my personal relationship with productivity and podcasts and self-help books and why I feel like they have ruined my life. Before we get into the video, hi, my name is Sadia and I like to talk about pretty much anything and everything, right? So if you're interested, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into the video. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I feel like the last couple of years, the internet has been taken over by productivity, self-help, podcast warriors. These are the Mel Robbins, the Stephen Bartlett, like Diary of a CEO podcast, Alex Hormozy. A lot of these people, some of them I even listen to. I used to listen to the Mel Robbins podcast. I was kind of there from the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. But that's the problem, right? Is I just feel like there's so much productivity being shoved down our throats, and I've had it. I actually fell down this rabbit hole a couple of years ago and I almost became one of them. I wanted to have a self-help podcast. Don't laugh at me. I wanted to be the next Mel Robbins. I was like, if she can do it, I can do it, right? Not even in like some cocky, like, oh my God, if she can do it, it's so easy. No, I genuinely wanted to be like them. I was like, I feel like I've learned so much from these like self-help podcasts that I was like, low-key, I can do it. Not even low-key, high-key, I can do it. And I feel like I'm very good at convincing people to do things, but thank God I never did that. Thank God I stopped myself and I came to my senses. I can't speak on behalf of everybody else, but my journey with self-help started in my early 20s. I'm 30 now. And I just felt like everybody around me was doing so much better than me. And I never understood why, right? I was like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? I just felt like everybody was always ahead of me. And I felt like I was never disciplined enough, right? I just felt like I was not productive. I was not getting anything done. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I had ADHD, but I didn't know I had ADHD, right? It was undiagnosed. I just felt like I was a hot mess in my early 20s. I moved out when I was 18 years old. And because I moved out so early, I felt like I didn't know how to parent myself, right? I kind of was like thrown into the world and I just had to figure things out by myself. But growing up, I actually grew up in a very strict environment. My parents were actually very, very strict with me and my siblings. We had a crazy schedule. We would wake up early in the morning. I grew up in Kenya. We would go to school early in the morning at like 7 a.m. Like school started at 7 a.m. So we'd wake up at 6 a.m. every single day, start school at 7 a.m., finish by 4. By the time it's 4 p.m., I would get home, have a little bit of like a snack, go to like Quran classes because we're Muslims, learn that until around 6, 7, 8 p.m., come back home. Actually, no, that was a lie. I think it was until 6:30-ish p.m. Come back home, have dinner. We had a tuition teacher that was waiting for me. We would then do tuition, learn math, English, like just to catch up so we were not behind. Then around 9, 10 p.m., we would go to sleep, wake up the next day and do it all over again. And that was my life pretty much my whole childhood up until I was like 18 years old, right? Maybe like 17, 16 years old. And because of that, I felt like I grew up pretty disciplined. So why am I struggling as an adult? Why am I not getting things done, right? On my 18th birthday, literally the day that I turned 18, I came back to Norway, which that's a long story. I was born in Norway, left because my parents wanted us to move. Then I came back at 18. So when I came back, I was behind. I felt like I was behind everybody else around me because I didn't grow up in this country. I forgot the language because I left when I was 7 years old. I could only speak English, Somali, Swahili, like the languages that I grew up speaking. Didn't know Norwegian, right? But then when I came back, they told me that because I had 1 year left of high school, that I couldn't really complete that year because it wouldn't be allowed because it was from a different country. So I had to redo high school all over again. So I graduated high school at 21 years old. Like I had to repeat 2 years, which made me so angry. I was like, oh my God, how, like all those years of struggling and doing school only for me to like repeat. So by the time I was done with high school, I was 20, turning 21, which for me was like the most embarrassing thing. I was like, oh my God, my life is over. And because I felt like I was behind, again, I was like rushing. I'm like, okay, I just have to go to university. Any university, doesn't matter what it is, right? At this point, I'm living in Norway. I could speak kind of like a little bit of Norwegian, but I still didn't have like a full grasp on the language. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to study? Like, I can't go to university with these kids who grew up in this country. Like, I speak English. I could go to like an English university, but it was very, very expensive. So I'm like, fuck, I think I'm just going to study English language and literature because I have to study something. Like, that's like the plan, right? You finish school, you go to university, you get a job. And I'm already like 2 years behind. Technically, I wasn't 3 years behind. Actually, I was 2 years behind. Because in Norway, you finish like high school at 19 and then you go to university for 3 years instead of 4 years, whatever. I need to catch up because I'm already 2 years behind my classmates. So I applied for English language and literature because that was the only thing in English. I was like, I have to get some kind of a degree, right? I was like, I think I'm just going to become an English teacher, right? Because that's like, I have to catch up. That was all I was thinking about. I applied for university with 2 of my friends in this random ass city that I had never been to before. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to go with my friends. They didn't get accepted. I had to go by myself. I moved to this random ass city studying this degree that I didn't even want to do. I'm like, why am I studying this? But I'm like, it doesn't matter. I just want to get that bachelor's degree. Then I get that master's. Like, I need to catch up. That's kind of like a theme I feel like in my whole life. It's just me trying to catch up with these random ass like rules that I've made up. Well, like not really me made up, but like society. Like I just feel like I've always been behind. Anyways, I go to university and because I have undiagnosed ADHD and I'm just very insecure, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't want to study I don't want to study English language and literature. Like I was studying English language and literature with people who were so passionate. We were like reading poetry and I'm like, the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't give a fuck about poetry, but I had to sit there and just pretend like I cared, right? And we're reading Shakespeare. I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. But I'm like, it doesn't matter, right? I have to get this degree. Anyways, 2 years later, I drop out, obviously. At this point, I'm 22, turning 23, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life now? I moved back to my hometown at 23, and at this point, I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do with my life? I start working full-time because I had bills to pay, okay? I had rent. I wasn't living with my parents at this point. I start working full-time at H&M. This is the phase of my life. If I could go back to any era of my life, I wish I would go back to my 22, 23-year-old self and be like, don't work at H&M. Once you get into a job after dropping out of university, you could either go 2 ways, right? You could either go back to school and like figure out what you want to do with your life, or you could get stuck there. I was stuck for 5 years, guys. Actually more than 5 years. I started working at H&M in 2018. I left in 2023. Yeah, so don't be like me. But all those years, I would tell myself, I know I'm destined for great things. I know I'm destined for big things. I don't want to go to university. I don't want to study because again, deep down, I knew I wasn't passionate about school. I was like, there's nothing that I want to study. There's nothing that I want to do. I just want to entertain people, which is so corny looking back. And I feel like that made me special, but everybody wants to do that. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an entertainer in some way. But as a kid, I internalized that as me wanting to be famous. For some reason, I wanted to be really, really famous when I was a kid, but it's because I didn't really understand like the people that I was watching and I wanted to be like, I was like, oh, I want to be on the Disney Channel. I want to do this. I want to make people laugh. The only way that I thought you could do that was by being famous, which I guess kind of makes sense, but I never wanted to be famous. I just wanted to entertain people, which is so corny and pathetic, but I feel like that's genuinely what I was brought into this earth to do, is just to be some kind of like entertainment and like bring some type of joy to people, right? I don't want to be famous though. That's like the one thing I'm like, I don't want to be famous. I don't want people to know me. I hate being perceived. I don't like it at all. I had all these dreams. All those years I was at H&M, I was saying like, I'm not going to go to university because I have these dreams. Like I want to be a YouTuber. I want to have a podcast one day. I want to make content, but I could never get myself to do it. For some reason, I was just stuck. I was paralyzed, right? After floating for so many years and just doing nothing, working at H&M, just kind of floating around and being like, I don't know what to do, being depressed. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get into self-help. I started reading self-help books, listening to podcasts. Oh my God. By the way, if you want to change your life and somebody tells you that you need to read Atomic Habits, you need to kill that person. Kill that person. That is the worst book I have ever read. That's how you know I was so desperate to get my shit together. The most boring, useless book I have ever read in my life. I didn't even finish the book. I think I read like a quarter of it. And to this day, it haunts me. That level of boredom that I have never experienced that level of boredom in my life. The worst book ever. There's one thing you take away from this video: don't read Atomic Habits. It's the worst book ever. I start listening to the self-help podcast. I am going to the gym every morning, right? I'm filming videos. I start posting on TikTok. I was so scared for so many years of posting myself. I'm posting on TikTok. I'm posting 3 times a day for like a year and a half. I think almost the first 2 years, I was posting 3 times a day on TikTok, right? I still haven't started the YouTube channel, but I'm on TikTok now. I'm posting every day. I'm living my best life. I'm like, this is it. I have the recipe, motherfuckers. It's like, all I needed to do was listen to Mel Robbins. I got it. I got it. Like, I have it. I have it right now. A year and a half in, I was so high up. I was like, you motherfuckers, you don't get it, right? I have figured out life. I was moving around like, this is it. At the age of 26, I have it all figured out. I'm like, these people who are 40 who don't know what they're doing with their lives, I know. And then I crashed and burned. I don't know what happened. Literally, I don't know if it was anxiety, depression, a mixture of everything, but I crashed and I burned. I crashed so hard, bro. I was up here. You don't get it. I was up here. And it was so hard for me to get even out of bed at this point. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, why am I struggling? I listened to Mel Robbins, right? I was disciplined. I was waking up at 5. I was going to the gym at 5 a.m., bro. Who's doing that shit? Like, why is this happening to me? Why me? Like, what do you want from me? Why is the universe always testing me? Then I was like, wait, actually, I think I know the problem. It's because I have undiagnosed ADHD. Yeah, because for years I was avoiding that. And I would always tell myself, I'm going to get myself diagnosed. I'm going to go to the psychiatrist. But I was always like postponing. Finally, I was like, I'm going to get this done. I went on this long journey for months trying to get a diagnosis. Finally get a diagnosis, right? The ending of 2024, I get diagnosed with ADHD. I get my ADHD medication. And I'm like, oh my God, you motherfuckers are not ready for me. I was like, yeah, this is it. This is all I've ever wanted. Like, now that I'm not only disciplined and I've been listening to fucking Mel Robbins every single day and Diary of a CEO and just all these like self-help podcasts, and I'm going to be on ADHD medication, nobody can get on my, bitch, I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to be a motherfucking billionaire at this point, right? I start taking my medication and I'm like, oh my God. Like, do people function like this? People just walk around every single day having the motivation, the desire to get things done. Like, people don't have to overthink. They don't procrastinate. They don't wait for months to book an appointment. Like, is this what it feels like to be human? This whole time I was working on low power mode. You motherfuckers were fully charged. The first few months on the medication were an adjustment, but around like month 6, 7, 8, that's when I'm like, oh my God, I have the recipe, motherfuckers, and I'm going to take over the world. And you know what? That's when I started posting on YouTube. I was like, this is it. This is all I've ever wanted. Like, the fact that I have the confidence now to post on YouTube, all because of my ADHD medication. Like, bro, like, come on now. Like, there's no way this is a coincidence, right? Now we're in September of 2025, and I feel like this is when I reached like the peak of my self-help like obsession, right? I was listening to every single self-help podcast that you could think of. I'm like, I need to succeed, right? I need to be posting YouTube videos. I need to be consistent. I need to be on Instagram. I need to be on YouTube. I need to be everywhere, right? And I need to be working so I can still pay my bills, right? And I'm not getting paid on social media, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? Because I am chasing my dreams, right? And I have finally figured it out. I have ADHD medication and self-help. Bitch, nobody's on my fucking level. Nobody's on my level. Anyways, a few months in, I crash and I burn again. And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it just feels like a scam. I feel like at this point, I'm getting played over and over. Like, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything right, bro. I even have drugs helping me. Most people don't have that. What is wrong with me? I also had all this pressure on me because I was turning 30 in a few months. And I'm like, I can't be 30 and a loser. Like, bro, I need to at least have one part of my life figured out. I don't really give a fuck about getting married and having kids. Never really cared about that. That's one thing that I can always say confidently. Couldn't care less. But the success part was pissing me off because I'm like, I'm putting in all this work. I'm working hard, but I'm going nowhere. Why? Then I got into manifestation, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. The goal for me was before I turn 30, I want to be making money on social media so that I know this actually is something that's for me. If I don't make money by that point, then I'm going to quit. That was the goal, right? I turned 30, I lose my job. So now not only am I not making money on social media, I also don't have a job to pay my bills, right? This actually before I turned 30. I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening? What do you want from me? Somebody playing a prank on me. Somebody up there is playing a prank on me. Like something is not adding up. Then it hit me for like the 100th time. I was like, I think I finally figured it out. I think I get it now. I think I know what the problem is. I don't have confidence. I don't have confidence, but what I don't get is I thought you gain confidence by doing the hard things, right? Like the things that you're uncomfortable doing, once you do it, you get the confidence. Like if you would have told me like 2 years ago that I would be sitting here filming a YouTube video, I would have been like, the fuck? I would have never believed you. But I did it and I did it and I did it. And I got the confidence. Why do I not have like an overall confidence? Why do I not have that? Then I got really pissed off and I was like, I have to blame somebody else because I don't want to blame myself. I'm like, I did everything they told me to do, bitch. I want to find somebody to blame. So I'm making this video to say, fuck you to all the self-help gurus. And all the people who make self-help content. Mel Robbins, I was listening to you for so many years. Diary of a CEO, all these people, you're a bunch of scammers. You're a bunch of scammers. Like nothing you do or say is true. Actually, I'm just kidding. That's not really the point of the video. The point of the video, I guess, is how do you know if you're productive enough? Like, how do you know if what you're doing is enough or if it's not enough? If that makes sense. Like, I just feel like I'm always doing things. I don't know if what I'm doing is going towards something that's going to make an impact in my life or if it's all just going to waste. Like, I don't have to explain. Like, I just feel like I'm always doing things. But at the same time, I feel like I'm doing nothing. But everybody around me tells me like, oh my God, you're so hardworking. Like you do this, you do that. But then when there's no results, it just feels like you're doing nothing. And then I feel lazy. I feel like a bum, even though I know I'm not a bum and I feel like I'm trying hard. I don't know. How do you know if you're doing enough or if you're not enough? You know how people say like, people never really talk about finances? That's my biggest issue with like productivity and like self-help is like, how do you know if you're doing enough? Or I've said that like 100 times. But it's like this constant battle of like, how do I know I'm doing enough? And if what I'm doing is even good enough. I don't know. I don't even know what the point of this video is. I guess I'm just saying, how the fuck do I know if I'm being productive or not? How do I know? There's nobody there's going to tell you, good job. You've been productive today. Also, I don't want to just be productive. I also want to have fun. I feel like I haven't had fun in so long. I'm always worried. That's another thing. I'm always like stressed about not doing enough. And I hate it. I just want to live life. I want to party. I want to shake my ass in a yacht in Dubai. But I feel like I'm running out of time. And I don't want to look back at my youth and just look back at me working hard and just like getting shit done. I just want to live it up. And it's not just me. I feel like this is the same with my friends. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we're all always worried about something. And I don't know if it's because like with our generation, we grew up with social media and there's just so much comparison out there as well. Like I'm always scrolling and I'm like, okay, this person has this and I haven't gotten that at this age. And like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And at some point you got to get over it. You really do. And low key, actually I have, like now I'm 30. I don't care as much. I used to care a lot more when I was younger, but it's still like that constant feeling of like, am I doing enough? But you know what's interesting is as I'm filming this video, holding this microphone, I'm like, maybe it did work. Maybe all this self-help content that I've been consuming all these years kind of worked. Maybe it did. Like, I don't know. So what was the point of this video? Because I'm realizing right now that if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be sitting here right now filming a YouTube video so confidently, just calm, just like yappa, not worried too much about what I look like, if I look ugly. Actually, I do kind of care sometimes about that. But just yapping confidently and I'm going to edit this and I'm going to post this. It's probably going to get like 100 views, but I don't care. I don't care anymore. And I started posting on Instagram. I was so scared of posting on Instagram. That was like my biggest fear because on TikTok, when I started posting on TikTok like 3 years ago, I didn't really know the people. Like I had no followers and it was nobody that knew me in real life. It was like my safe space. And that's why for so many years, I didn't want to post on YouTube because YouTube was like something that I've always wanted to do, but I didn't want to like fuck it up. So I just waited. Instagram, I was scared. I was just scared of the judgment from the people that I've known my whole life. Like the way people be talking shit about you when you post content. But if you would have told me even a year ago that I would be posting on Instagram Reels, I would have been like, ain't no way. So maybe it did work out. Maybe that's just life, I guess. It's just trying shit every single day and then just hoping it works out. But then you don't really notice that there's an improvement until you look back. But that's what's so fucked up or like just fucks you up in the head is you don't see the improvement, the little step by step. And because of that, you kind of just like freeze and you're like, what is the point of this? But once you look back, you're like, wait, I'm kind of slaying. I kind of did a good job. And the fact that I only realized after filming this video, just yapping about how productivity sucks and how self-help doesn't work is kind of funny and ironic. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. Let me know what's your journey with self-help and self-help podcasts and like productivity and like optimization and just all that bullshit. Like, what's your opinion? Do you feel like it works? Do you feel like it doesn't work? And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.